Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to this course of Palo Alto. And in this video, I'll be showing you how to install Palo Alto VM inside VMware and ESXi. So let's begin, right? So first of all, what you need two things. That is, first of all, you need a VMware ESXi server. Second is you need the Palo Alto VM. So I'm assuming you already have the VMware ESXi. That's why you are here. And now you need the Palo Alto VM. Now for the Palo Alto VM, I am going to share a Google Drive where you can download the Palo Alto VM, right? PA10. So Palo Alto 10 is there in the Google Drive. I will share that with you in the description. So I've downloaded the VM already, and if you can see, it should be in my downloads folder somewhere, Palo Alto. So you can see that is there, and I will just double click on that. That should open it in my local machines. I mean, if you have VirtualBox, so it will open in VirtualBox. If you have a virtual machine, a workstation, it will open in that. But we don't want to do that, right? So you go to the VMware ESXi server, into the virtual machines here, and then you go and create and register a VM. Now, if you are following me, that means you have an OVA. So you will click on this second option and then click next. Now here you can enter the name of the Palo Alto. I'll say Palo Alto Firewall. And then I can just click here or drag and drop the file here only. So I can do also this one. So I can just do like this, drag and drop here. So it will automatically get copied to the ESXi server. Then I have to hit next and next, and then it will ask for the data store. So I have two data stores, so it depends on which one you want to install. So I'll go on to the data store 2 because it seems like it has more free memory. So I'll click on this. Now here is the network mapping. So I will go directly to the VM networking, and I will apply the first interface to the VM network, which is already bridged to my local LAN, right? So it will be connected to the internet. So my management will be connected to my local LAN. So that is done. And then this provision is thin and thick. I will always keep thin. Thin means even though if you grant this virtual machine 100 gig of memory, but it will not take the whole 100 gig. It will only take as much as it is needed, even though you have set it as 100 gig, right? So that is thin. Thick means the 100 gig will be always instantly allocated to this virtual machine. So I'll hit next, and it is just showing you the summary of your Palo Alto VM, and I'll finish. Now you have to wait for this import to complete. So you can see the process here running in the background. So once this is complete, you can just go and check the Palo Alto VM here. So right now it's taking some time. By default, it has a memory of 5.5 gigs and 2 vCPUs. You can increase this for a better performance. I will increase this. I will increase the RAM as well as the CPU. So let's wait for the Palo Alto process to be completed and imported successfully on the ESXi server, and then I will continue with my video. Okay, now the Palo Alto has been deployed. So I'll just click on here, and it has got an API address from the Ntp server. So you can see it is showing 192.168.1.5. So we can go and connect to this IP address if you want, but by default, you will not have this on all the hardware-based appliances. So they will come with an inbuilt IP address of 192.168.1.1. While the Palo Alto VMs will have DHCP enabled on them on the management interface. So if you want, we can go to this IP address, which is 192.168.1.5, but you need to HTTPS on this, right? So we will be able to log into our Palo Alto device here. So, and then the username password is by default admin and admin. And that's all that I want to show you. So the Panorama 10 will force you to change the password when you log in for the first time, and then there is a password policy in place which will force you to adhere to some of the password policies. For example, it should be 12 characters long or 16 characters long. So we will see that in the future videos, or you can just go to Google and check the password policy on Palo Alto. So I'll change the password to something which has capital letters, small letters, numeric, and some special characters. Let's see if this works. If it accepts this, you have been logged out. Okay, it does. So what I did is admin and capital ADMIN add 123 is the new password that I set, and this should let me in. Okay, so this has let me now it is creating the administrator account. So once I am here, now I need to I mean update my machine, right? So I am here, so I will shut down this Palo Alto, and I will close this, and I can go to my enable remind me later, and then to shut down the device I should go to device and then to operations, and I can shut down this from here. Shut down, yes. So let's wait for this to shut down, and then we can go and edit the uh, settings on the ESXi, so that we can I mean give this virtual machine more resources. So I want to increase the CPU from 2 to 4 and RAM from 5.5 to 16 GBs, because I have around 36 GBs on my workstation. Yeah, so I have 36 GB, so I can just increase that on the virtual machines, right? So how, let's wait for this to go down. I think it will take some time. Now in now to edit that, you have to select the virtual machine and select on actions, and then you have to edit settings. Here on the edit settings, you can select the once the virtual machine is turned off, then this CPU option will not be grayed out. As of now, it's grayed out because it's shut down. So the Palo Alto VM has been shut down. So now I'll go and select the VM and go to actions and edit settings. Now once I go to edit settings, now I can change this to whatever I mean number of CPUs I want. I want 4 vCPUs, and then I will do the hyperthreading enable virtualized CPU performance counters, and I will expose hardware assets assisted virtually to the guest OS. This is actually required for the nested VM. So make sure you enable that. And then I want to increase the RAM to 16 gigs. That is done. Yeah, hard disk is fine, and save. If you want to I mean you want multiple adapters, it has by default 3 adapters. So I need to create the first one is your management, right? So that is there. Second one should be on your outside, and third should be your say inside. So I will create this. Save. So you need to create, you need to go to networking, and then you have to create the networks, or you can say the port groups. Okay, new port group name is like say inside, and you select the switch. You can select the VLAN ID. So for example 10 is my VLAN, and then security you have to either you can enable promiscuous or inherit from vSwitch. I would enable the promiscuous mode and add, right? So I have inside, and VM network can be my outside. Management network is the management for my ESXi server itself. So I'll go to the VM again here, and actions, edit settings, and I will change the second one to inside. So this is going to be my inside, and VM third, this is going to be my outside. So I'll keep the same. So I can keep this network adapter management one and outside on the same network, because the planes are different. The management plane and the data plane is different. So that is fine in this case, and I will save. Now I will power on this, and let's configure the interfaces after the system will boot. So because I have given a lot more resources, so this should boot up faster. But let's wait to see the OS start. Welcome to Pan OS. Now it's starting the daemons. All the process should initialize. Then only I can go and configure the firewall. So let's now, as of now, you know, if you're following the videos, you should know that how to set up the uh, uh, management ID statically using CLI. So I'll do the same, and then I'll go there, and then I'll configure the inside and the outside interfaces, and then let's see if I can ping the internet from here. Let's try again. I think this is working now. Admin ADMIN add 123. This should work. Admin ADMIN add 123. So let's try on the GUI if it's working. ADMIN add 123. Okay, let's wait. It's not working. Let's try the admin. Admin may be of the reason that I didn't commit the changes. That can be a reason that the admin is not. Yeah, so that was not saved because I didn't commit the changes, right? So if I go here, I can say admin and admin and it will log in. Enter old password, which is admin. Now I will enter new password, capital A. So it's capital ADMIN add 123, capital ADMIN add 123. So it will ask you to change it here. So that's said and done. Now I'll go to the configure section and say set device device config system. Then type should be static. So that is how I specify the network to the static from DHCP. And then I specify the IP address. So I will go for 192.168.1.200. Oh, sorry, not 300. It should be 200. And then net mask 255.255.2550. And then I will specify default gateway to be 192.168.1.1, which is my home server. Enter, and then I'll commit. Yeah, I will wait for this commit to be completed 100%, and then I can go and again browse to the new IP address, which is 192.168.1.200. So let's wait for this to be completed. Even you can go and ping the same IP address to see if that is working. Yeah, if it has come up. So once this has come up, so you can see the 200 is up now, and we should be able to go to the GUI. 98%. Let's say that's complete. Now I will hit enter on here, and that is letting us inside the Palo Alto. Now, first thing first, I will go here and log in as admin add 123. So that is done. Now, first thing I have to do is I have to configure my inside interface and the outside interface, and then I have to configure a default route for the Palo Alto to reach the internet. Now that is now two things, right? The control plane, the management plane, and the data plane. There are three things. Sorry. Remind me later. So now the default gateway that I set up in the CLI was for the management plane, because if you go here in the interfaces, network interface, I don't have any interface, right? So that is the thing that we did on the device level, which I go here interface, and then I see here on the management interface, you can see I have the default gateway. So this is one of the things. Now, second, I need to configure my DNS. So for that, I will go to the services, and here I will click on this edit settings, and then I can go and specify my DNS. I'll keep the Google as the primary and secondary as well. And then also you can specify the Ntp server here. Yeah. So you can have any Ntp server from the cloud. So you can have pools. If you go here, should have multiple Ntp servers. I have some list, or you can say Ntp server IP. So yeah, you have this one, or you have this one. You have many one. So you can go to that from the India, and I will pull in say second one, or IPv4. Yeah. So I'll go in my Palo Alto, and I'll go to Ntp, and I'll type this, and I think it is one dot. It starts from one dot pool dot in dot pool dot ntp dot org. So that is the one where in if I commit right now, let's commit. Oh, I want to commit to my changes only that I did, not the other admins changes. So now if I go here, so if I ping with the source, with ping host, sorry, ping. So I need to exit to operational mode and say ping host google.com. This should not be successful. Maybe the commit was successful, but yeah, it was 99%. So that is the reason this is successful. In a previous video, you would have seen that this was not successful. The Palo Alto was not able to resolve the addresses. Right now, because I've set the DNS, now the Palo Alto management is able to resolve the address DNS IP address. Right. So that is one thing that we will do. And the second thing is I want to configure my external interface, which is this ETH1/1, which is going to, this is actually going to be my inside, and 1/2 is going to be my outside. So I'll comment outside interface to internet like this. And the type of interface should be L3. I will explain this in my later videos. And the virtual router should be default. You can configure as many you want, depends on the license again. Now we need a new zone, so quickly we'll go and configure a new zone which is called outside, and that's it. Okay, done. Now I need the IP address, so I'll have to have an IP address from the same range where I have my management. So this is going to be 111 in my case. So outside interfaces will be 111, and that's it. That is done, and this will actually be NATed by the local router. Yeah, and then advanced settings, you can say keep auto, and you can have a management profile to check the outside interface is up or not. I'll click on management and I will have ping, and you can enable HTTPS also, HTTP also, if you want management service to be running on that interface as telnet SSH. But I don't want that. I will have only the ping, and I will so you can have what IP address you want. So I'll say any IP address from any source, right? So that is one. Okay, why am I not? Okay, name mgmt prof. Okay, and then I'd say any IP. This is how you say any IP, and then okay, and then okay. So this is how I configure the external this outside interface. Now I will commit here this again, and now if I go to my local PC, likewise I was able to reach 200. Now I should be able to reach 111 because I've enabled the ping services on that. Let's see, once the commit is successful, this ping will also be successful. Now for now it's unreachable, so let's see the commit 98%, and any moment now the pings should be successful. Now if I go here, so you can see the pings are successful now. Now that is done. So I'll just cancel the pings and close this. Now if I go to the interfaces, you should see this up. Now the problem with the Palo Alto right now is it is able to go to the internet using the management, which is the management plane, but that's what we don't want. We want the Palo Alto to go with the source of our outside 192.168.1.111 to host anything, right? Google.com. This is what we actually want, and this is how the users will be going through the data plane, not from the management plane. For this to work, you need the default route on your Palo Alto, which is going to be configured in the virtual routers default. You have one virtual router. You can have many multiple virtual routers depending on the license that you have. Virtual router is nothing but it is like the context in not the context, sorry, it's like the VRF in the device, Cisco devices, right? So you have multiple routing tables. Now you can name this obviously default. Let's say default destination. This is going to be for the internet, so anything. And the interface that I have is 1/2 Ethernet, and it should be the next IP should be an IP address, which is going to be my router's IP address, right? And then hit OK and OK, and now commit. After that, this thing, and now once this is successful, I mean the commit is successful, my Palo Alto can reach internet using my outside interface as well. So let's wait for this to successful. Now this ping was not successful earlier. Now let's keep it going. And once this change is committed 100%, this will also start working. So you can see the ping is now working, right? So that is how you set up the Palo Alto VMware, Palo Alto virtual machine on an ESXi, and I've also shown you how to configure the static management IP address and interface, outside interface, and the routing and the DNS settings, right? So that's it for this video. I will see you in my next video with new topics. Thank you.